I always had an eye for the obscure, the eerie, the inexplicable. So when I stumbled upon an old, dilapidated estate sale in the heart of the countryside, I couldn't resist the urge to explore. Amidst the dusty relics and forgotten treasures, there it was, the haunted painting. The portrait depicted a figure shrouded in darkness, its face obscured by shadow. Yet, even from a distance, its malevolence seemed to seep into my bones, sending a shiver down my spine. Despite the warnings from the skeptical estate agent, I purchased the painting without hesitation, eager to unravel its mysteries. As I hung the painting in my study, an unnerving presence seemed to permeate the room. Shadows danced along the walls, and the air grew heavy with an unspoken dread. Ignoring the creeping sense of unease, I settled into my armchair, determined to unlock the secrets hidden within the cursed canvas. Night after night, I found myself drawn to the painting, unable to tear my gaze away from its haunting visage. It was as though the figure within was beckoning me, whispering secrets that only I could decipher. But with each passing day, the once subtle malevolence of the painting grew more pronounced, its influence seeping into every corner of my life. Strange occurrences became commonplace in my home. Objects would move of their own accord, whispers echoed through the halls in the dead of night, and a chilling chill seemed to linger in the air, even on the warmest of days. And always, the painting watched, its dark gaze following my every move with an unsettling intensity. As weeks turned into months, my obsession with the painting consumed me entirely. I spent hours studying its intricacies, searching for any clue that might explain its sinister allure. But the more I delved into its mysteries, the deeper I sank into madness, until I could no longer distinguish between reality and the twisted visions that plagued my mind. I knew then that I had to destroy the painting, to rid myself of its cursed influence once and for all. But as I raised the hammer to strike the final blow, a voice whispered in the recesses of my mind, promising me power beyond imagining if only I would surrender myself to the darkness. In the end, the haunted painting claimed another victim, its malevolent influence stretching across the ages, a testament to the horrors that lurk within the shadows of the human soul. And as its cursed canvas found its way into the hands of another unsuspecting soul, the cycle of terror continued, destined to repeat itself until the end of time. It was a cold, dreary day when I stumbled upon the old, forgotten gallery tucked away in the heart of the city. Its crumbling facade and overgrown courtyard hinted at a past long since abandoned, but something drew me inside, a whisper of curiosity that refused to be ignored. And there, amidst the dust-covered canvases and forgotten masterpieces, I found it, the haunted painting. The portrait hung in the darkest corner of the gallery, its frame tarnished and its colors faded with age. Yet, despite its neglect, there was a vibrancy to the painting, an otherworldly presence that seemed to pulse with life. As I approached, I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end, a chill creeping down my spine at the sight of the figure within. The painting depicted a young woman with eyes as black as midnight, her expression one of sorrow and despair. It was as though her very essence had been captured on canvas, forever imprisoned within the confines of the frame. And yet, despite the sadness that emanated from her portrait, there was something undeniably alluring about her, a magnetic pull that drew me in like a moth to a flame. Night after night, I found myself returning to the gallery, unable to resist the pull of the haunted painting. Each time I stood before it, I felt as though I was being transported to another realm, a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead blurred into nothingness. And with each visit, the woman in the painting seemed to grow stronger, her presence filling the gallery with an oppressive weight that pressed down upon my soul. But as the days turned into weeks, I began to realize the true nature of the haunted painting. The woman trapped within its confines was not merely a specter of the past, but a prisoner of the present, her soul tethered to the canvas by a dark and malevolent force. And with each passing moment, her anguish grew more palpable, her silent screams echoing through the gallery like a symphony of despair. I knew then that I had to free her, to break the curse that bound her to the haunted painting and release her soul from its eternal torment. With trembling hands, I reached out to touch the canvas, my fingertips brushing against its surface as a surge of energy coursed through me. And in that moment, I felt a connection with the woman unlike anything I had ever known, a bond forged in pain and suffering that transcended the boundaries of time and space. But as I sought to free her from her prison, I unwittingly unleashed a darkness far greater than anything I could have imagined. The gallery shook with a violent tremor, its walls groaning under the weight of unseen forces as the very fabric of reality began to unravel before my eyes. And amidst the chaos, the woman in the painting emerged from her confines, her form twisted and contorted by centuries of suffering as she reached out to claim me as her own. In the end, I was consumed by the darkness that I had unleashed, my soul forever bound to the haunted painting and the tortured woman within. And as the gallery faded into obscurity, swallowed whole by the unforgiving maw of time, I knew that my fate was sealed for all eternity, a warning to all who dared to tread the path of the damned. The auction house buzzed with anticipation as the gavel fell, signaling the end of a fierce bidding war. Amidst the sea of eager faces, I stood triumphant, the winning bidder of a seemingly innocuous painting that would soon become the focal point of my undoing. The haunted painting. As I brought the portrait home, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The painting, though beautifully crafted, seemed to emanate a palpable sense of dread, its colors muted and its subject's eyes hollow and lifeless. Yet, despite my misgivings, I hung it in the grand foyer of my estate, eager to display my latest acquisition for all to see. From the moment the painting adorned my walls, strange occurrences plagued my home. Whispers echoed through the halls at night, and shadows seemed to dance just beyond the edge of my vision. But it was the figure in the painting that unnerved me the most, its expression shifting subtly each time I passed by, as though it were alive and watching my every move. Night after night, I found myself drawn to the haunted painting, unable to tear my gaze away from its haunting visage. It was as though the figure within held some dark secret, a truth that only I could uncover. And yet, the closer I looked, the more I realized that I was not alone in my fascination, for there was another presence lurking within the painting, one that hungered for my soul. As days turned into weeks, I became consumed by the mystery of the haunted painting, my obsession driving me to the brink of madness. I pored over ancient tomes and whispered incantations in a desperate attempt to unlock its secrets, but each revelation only served to deepen the darkness that lurked within its depths. But as I delved deeper into the painting's twisted past, I unwittingly unleashed a darkness far greater than anything I could have imagined. The figure within the canvas stirred to life, its eyes blazing with an otherworldly fury as it reached out to claim me as its own. And as its spectral form emerged from the painting, I realized too late the true nature of the horror that I had unleashed. In the end, I was consumed by the darkness that I had unleashed, my soul forever bound to the haunted painting and the malevolent entity that dwelled within. And as my mansion crumbled to dust around me, I knew that my fate was sealed for all eternity, a warning to all who dared to meddle with forces beyond their understanding.